Welcome, Melanie. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Let me just go ahead and get set up so I can share my screen. And it's funny, I've done Zoom presentations for how long have we been in Corona times? 14 months, 15 months now, and it still is challenging sometimes. So, all right, well, I am so excited to have this conversation and to be here and to talk about why people resist becoming vegan and what we can do about this. I'm really excited. I want to start out and just say how excited I am that this conference is even happening in the first place. The fact that it is, I don't remember what year you said you're at, and it's such a huge event with so many cutting edge thinkers, thought leaders. The fact that this is taking place and is so well attended is really testament to the fact that the world is changing. It's opening up when it comes to these critical issues of health and the environment. And I'm just really honored and excited to be a part of this conversation. So if you're attending this conference, chances are you're already aware of the fact that scientists say we have 12 years about to make the necessary progress to reverse climate change before it becomes irreversible. And you're probably also aware of the fact that animal agriculture is a leading driver of climate change. And chances are you're also aware of the fact that eating animals is a leading cause of disease, including pandemics, and of course, of animal suffering. And chances are as well that you care, perhaps very much about these issues, and you feel compelled to raise awareness in others to get them to move toward a more plant-based or vegan diet. So if this is the case, then there's also a good possibility that you're also aware of the fact that people, even people who are compassionate and are rational and who care about one or all of the issues I just mentioned, don't respond like this, generally, when you try to raise awareness of the problem. Chances are more likely that they react like this. People can be highly defensive against any information that challenges what they see as their right to eat animals. And so it's likely that you feel frustrated, perhaps even despairing because of this defensiveness. Maybe you're exhausted from trying so hard to get others to listen to your message. And maybe sometimes you even feel hopeless in the face of such resistance. And you probably also feel confused, wondering why it is that so many people, even those who care about climate change, about animals, and about their own health, nevertheless eat animals and are even defensive against any information that encourages them to shift away from this pattern, to shift toward a plant-based diet. And so this is what I'll be talking about today as a psychologist specializing in the psychology of eating animals and also in relationships and communication. I will address these two questions, which is why do people resist veganism in the first place, or plant-based eating? I'm using these terms synonymously today. And how can we bypass this resistance? And the information in this talk is largely from three of the books that I've written. One is Why We Love Dogs, Eat Pigs, and Wear Cows. The other is Beyond Beliefs, which is a guide for vegans, vegetarians, and meat eaters to communicate and relate more effectively. And the third one is Getting Relationships Right, which is a one-stop guide to building what I call relational literacy. And I'll talk about this concept a little bit later. You can get more information, lots of free materials. I know Ben said that they'll have the website on later as well, carnism.org on carnism, veganadvocacy.org. We'll link you to our Center for Effective Vegan Advocacy. We have a lot of free materials on all of our websites, and melaniejoy.org if you're interested in more information about relationship building and relational literacy. So let's look at this first question. Why is it that there is such resistance to veganism? You'd think based on the way some people respond simply by hearing the fact that, I'm vegan or I don't eat meat, eggs, or dairy, you'd think that we were talking about cannibalism. So there are obviously many reasons for this resistance, but I'm going to talk about one key reason, which my research suggests it drives many of the others. And this reason is carnism. Carnism is the invisible belief system or ideology that conditions people to eat certain animals. It's essentially the opposite of veganism. We tend to assume that only vegans and vegetarians follow a belief system, but the only reason that we may learn to eat pigs but not dogs, for example, is because we do have a belief system when it comes to eating animals. When eating animals is not a necessity, which is true for many people in the world today, then it's a choice. And choices always stem from beliefs. And my work on carnism emerged from my doctoral dissertation that I wrote on the psychology of eating animals, and that eventually evolved into my book, Why We Love Dogs, Eat Pigs, and Wear Cows.